Yep, we're back in Atlanta, Petit Le Mans, and it's still raining. This is the lesser known Capello credit card.
It's okay, we just want to make sure that the credit card gets over to you.
This is never...
That's where you're going to be. You're going to be.
See this? Look at it, look at it.
Wow, it's a nice wallet.
I mean, only once.
I have never seen this before. It's nice.
Hopefully we'll see. Never paid before, are you joking?
I knew.
He put it into the machine, pressed the wrong pin code 4 times to block it intentionally.
Oh no!
So Capello,
Thank
you for once.
If you do that though.
We have to see it.
They don't take it if you put the wrong pin in.
Take it slowly, eh? Slowly. Oh. Have a big tip for yourself.
I can't do that.
We've had the first full day of practice. The weather's been bad though. Monday and Tuesday were heavy rain and it was meant to have passed through, but apparently there's a front coming up from Florida that sort of caused a bit of a turmoil as well. So it rained overnight, and this morning it was a bizarre one because it was actually damp through the last corner and the first corner and round by the pits, but the rest of the circuit was completely dry, but it was spitting with rain, so it was actually too wet to go out in slicks but too dry to be out in wets, and so we kind of run through a few things, but in reality it was a bit of a waste of time. Then the afternoon session, the heavens opened and it was torrential to the point that there was no point to go out. It was just too wet, and so it was down to this evening's practice and the stars were out. It was beautifully dry, and the first time that really I think we sort of got on with the programme. As it turned out, the Peugeot was a little bit quicker than us. However, both us and the sister car had a good direction to go in, but I didn't personally get to drive because with about 10 minutes to go, Davidson had a big off down through the S's with another car. I don't really know what happened, I just know that with 15 minutes to go that was the session over, and so I did a few laps this morning and sat around for the rest of the day, so it's been a bit of a long day without very much personal result. But as we look at it right now, the race it's going to be won or lost in the traffic. That's kind of simply it. What can I say about yesterday? It was a busy week, a busy day for the guys. We had a very good car in the morning warm-up. When I say very good, we were still tuning in for qualifying, there's no question, but we were pretty quick in and around there. And Dindo had a bit of an off, just run through the grass actually, right on the last lap before the end of the session. And the damage going across the grass was enough to require a change of tubs. So the guys did a sterling job to strip it down, get a new chassis onto it, put it back together, take it to tech, get it scrutineered, and then get it out for qualifying itself. And so the fact that Dindo was able to qualify fourth was, to be honest, quite impressive, because there was no way the car was set up to actually be ready to try and attack for pole. We saw that Benoit was close to the Peugeots. Personally, I think that one of the Peugeots is on soft tyres, one is on medium, because Anthony did just 2 laps and stopped, and then there was a comment about keeping the tyres for the race, whereas Pedro ran around for 10 laps or something, so I think there'll be different strategies to play there. But here we are, race morning, and it's all to play for. The sun's shining, and I think we've got a 10-hour, 1,000-mile race ahead of us, and I'm looking forward to it. Well, Petit, we finished third. It was a very, very tight race, a bizarre race in a lot of ways, especially the deciding factor, but we'll talk about that in a minute or two. From the off, it was clear that we actually had quite a good car, better than I expected, especially after the warm-up where it felt quite nervous and inconsistent. And then once I started to get into the thing, I was able to overtake Montagny around the outside and at the start. I also had a look at Lamy, I think it was in the other, Genet, sorry, it was in the other car, and it was nip and tuck. That nip and tuck ran to the end of my double stint when I handed the car over to Dindo, and he ended up leading at the end of his stint over to Tom. And then when we came back to Dindo, can you believe it, leading after a restart, and then the inside of his helmet had a problem where it sort of fell apart basically and obscured his vision, and so he had to come into the pits, so we actually stopped under green when everybody else stopped under yellow, and that put us out of strategy, and unfortunately a yellow didn't come from then to the end of the race to bring it back into play. But we had a very tough fight. We'd have had to have been perfect to beat the winning Peugeot, but we were actually leading at that point when the problem happened, so I would suggest they're doing a pretty good job there. And right now we've got a wee bit more thought of what we need to do for China. We also have got a wee bit more confidence, the fact we can take the fight to them better than what we have done maybe in a couple of races this year. And we've got a bit more vigour to take the R15 Plus out with a champagne celebration. And so as you can see, bags are already packed. China's the next stop.